I joined the Marine Corps as a truck driver. That was my goal. Grew up in trucking. My dad was a truck driver, and I was a little guy just sleeping on the floor of trucks. As much time as he could get me in the truck without missing school. So there was weekends, vacations. That was us together, our time. And it was just a thing. I liked trucks. I just liked trucks. And so going into trucking was just that. You know, I kept the truck clean, try to keep it up mechanically so I could work every day in that truck.
Joey's always been extremely thorough. He's probably the most detail-oriented person I've had the ability to work with in my time at Groendyke Transport. He wants to make sure things are done right and done right the first time. In doing that, though, he's not demanding. He's always patient with everyone and understanding of issues, and his ability to coach and teach is unparalleled.
It's really a coaching job for me now, more than anything. I really like that aspect of the job, meeting with drivers or mechanics, anybody where I see a potential safety issue. And Groendyke's been great at giving us training. We have, you know, training outside of the job, and so that really helps in recognizing issues.
Joseph, he's a wonderful father, dedicated hard worker. We met in the Marine Corps. He's got a great work ethic. He's very serious about his work, though. There's another side to that. Takes safety very serious. We've learned a lot from him since he's worked for Groendyke. We have two sons, and Joseph, I always call him, it's a funny thing, I call him the Tin Man. He has no heart because he's kind of doesn't show a lot of emotion until the boys are born. And then when the boys were born, then you would see a different side of him. And now we have grandsons. So when I see him with the grandsons.
You know, being able to see the boys is just, it's amazing. It's great. Now we get two, so it's twice as good. But I really have that relationship with my oldest grandson because he was living in Fort Worth at the time, so we saw him a lot, you know. It's a good deal. I can't, you know, I can't imagine being without him now.
I hadn't gone to a safety banquet yet, and so I went to the first one in Angleton. So he's standing there, we're sitting at the table, and all the drivers are coming to talk to him, and they're having conversations with him. And then he got up and he started talking to the group, and I could see the respect they had for him because, number one, he's a driver, you know, he can drive anything. So he was really serious about it. And at that moment, because he contemplated, like, is this where I want to be? Is this what I want to do? After the banquet, and we left, and I told him, I said, this is where you belong. Like, all the years of driving in the military, all the years of driving commercial, all the moves we made, all the companies you work for, it's all because this is where you belong.
The pickup, you'll see behind me, it was my dad's. Unfortunately, my dad came down with Parkinson's later in his life, and is around 60, 61. And so it was getting harder and harder for him to, kind of mobility-wise, to walk around and get around. But my sister said he could get in that pickup and not roll back on a hill trying to start. So the fundamentals of the trucking, he still had that ability, but he could park the truck, get out, and have trouble walking across the parking lot. But he just remembered trucking. That was his life. I mean, he worked very hard as a man, you know, starting from a young age. It's special to me to have his memory, and it always was or always has been. And it's not necessarily the vehicle, but knowing that he had it, that's a big part of me.